Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to turn 34 of Pokemon Gold, where we are playing Cameron the Photographer, God of Cyanwood City. Let's jump in the turn. So we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. We're just gonna take it from the top, go all the way down to the bottom. So we've got a battle here. Or battle. I'm thinking about the battles already. We got an augury cast here. Found nothing in Hoburgdorf. Nothing in Junal Forest. Nothing in Dathan. No blood slaves in Dathan either. Okay. And now we've got a whole bunch of other stuff. So Chuck managed to resist a hostile seduction attempt. Gonna watch this. Okie dokie. So this is one of Olivine City's seductresses. They have a seduction is like a, what is it? It's MR12 hit, I believe, or not MR, morale 12 hit, I think. So Chuck's not invulnerable to it, but he's got a very good base to resist it. But we probably should do something about that. That was not something I thought about, honestly. Or it's not something I put a lot of thought into. And she's got these Skarmories. Those Skarmories are a little dangerous, but Chuck's good. Chuck's got plenty of stuff going on. So yeah. Chuck's alright. Okay. What else do we have going on? We had a battle in Saffron City. So we were attacked in Saffron City by forces. So we've got scissors, we've got a bunch of random stuff, we've got a bunch of fortresses and Pinecos, we've got some not Ariadoses, Spinnerax. Oddly though, all these scissors seem to be on retreat with this guy, I think. And then we've also got these Steelixes in the back that are also retreating. I don't really know why. My only assumption is that the thing is I don't, if this is the case, I don't know why he brought them in the first place. Maybe he was just trying to consolidate them or something. Oh, sorry, I'm so yawny. I'm not sure why. Maybe I need to take a nap. But there's the idea that maybe he's sending all of these fortresses and Pinecos in to just basically do like a suicide run, right? They come in, they try to get in big bunches of fights, and then they detonate and take out as many guys with them. And that is gonna be a potentially effective strategy, but it would probably be a better strategy against someone that is not me, because I have so much free spawn off of the units themselves. But there is the and we're gonna watch it, right? So watch all of these Machokes come forward, right? Look at how far forward these Machokes are before the Prodigies start moving. Prodigies have combat speed 18, the Machokes have combat speed 15. And here's the other thing, right? The Prodigies are size 3, and the Machokes are size 3. So they should be able to fit into the same square. But the Machokes have bad formation fighter -1. So in theory, they should not. This is why you don't see a bunch of Machokes next to each other, right? Is because a size 3 Machoke can't be in the same square as a size 3 Machoke. But apparently that doesn't apply to the Prodigies. These guys rush forward, right? And the Prodigies just kind of like begin to filter in through them. Look at this. Like they're just all in the mass of Machokes. So as the wall of Machokes stop, for some reason the Prodigies don't care and they can walk into the same square as the Machokes. I thought I thought that having bad formation fighter would mean that nothing else would be able to get in there. But that's not the case. So we actually start getting some of the prodigies on the front line. Miraculously, they are able to go from all the way to the back, all the way to the front, just walking through the horde of Machokes. And because of that, we actually do, in this battle, we actually do lose 5 blue belts and 7 white belts, right? He only loses, I mean, overall the losses for him, he loses 71 Pinnacles and 22 Fortresses and 2 Magnemites, right? But the Pinnacles and the Fortresses are, is it Pinnacles or is it Pinacos? Probably Pinacos, because it's like a pine cone, right? Anyways, they're immortal, right? So they're just gonna respawn next turn in his home province. Now, the process does get rid of most afflictions, is how it's supposed to work. But I've kind of done this before in a game, and more often than not, if you're massing them like this, you still end up with a crap ton of afflictions. So unless you have a nurse factory going on, it can be very difficult for this to be somewhat effective, right? Because you just end up with a lot of very slow, very incapable Pinacos and. But anyways, though, this is a potentially interesting strategy because it might actually cause us attrition, like real amounts of attrition in the long run. And that's something that I'm not sure that we can necessarily take. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that and see how this goes. Next up, we are attacked in the Impassable Mountains. This is a Steelix against random PD, so not going to happen. We attack... I'm not going to go through each one of these. Well, I am going to go through each one of these, but I'm not going to watch each one. So we attack in Debrythia against the Shinies. We don't lose anything. Let's see if anything interesting happened there. We just got a little mass of Machokes. You know how it is. We shoot at them. Did a little bit of damage. The Machokes rush forward. They run over them. And again, right? Like, this just seems bullshit to me. And I don't know why I'm suddenly just, like, standing on it now, right? But I don't get why this works. If they have bad formation fighter, it should mean a bad formation fighter is unable to fight in tight formations and can fit less units into one square. But it only applies to them. It's basically saying, like, hey, look, I know I'm size 3, and I should be able to fit a size 3 me next to me, but I can't. But in the other size 3, yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's dumb. That's weird. This is actually a kind of counter to what I was wanting to do originally with the enlarge, right? Because keep in mind, these are automatically enlarged. They're supposed to be size 2 instead of size 3. But if they were working the way I was thinking they would work, right? They would rush forward in a mass, and then the blue belts would come up behind them, but the blue belts wouldn't be able to get in behind them. They would have to, queue up behind or go around on the flanks. So, not super pleased with how this is working out in the long run. It's like, no matter what, Enlarge has fucked me again. Okay, so we got, that was Debrythia. We are also attacked in Wellrid. We've also attacked in Three Pine Grove, basically just raiding back. There's a battle in Omicria where we have another Steelix champion coming on top of the fortress. And then we see these two are going to be more interesting fights as well. We have a battle in Violet City, a battle at the Fortress of Saffron City. So let's watch Saffron City real quick. This is Chuck invading Saffron City. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of scissors again on the wall. This is, I've got to say this, like, this is super strong wall defense. Just throwing that out there. But hopefully we don't run into 50,000 issues like we did previously. And when I say 50,000 issues, I mean basically we realized that these things kill themselves. Nope, doesn't look like it. This time our Machokes went up just fine, and there was no issue. So we lost one Raticate, easy peasy. And then we have a battle to watch at Violet City for Violet City versus Olivine. And this is Violet City sallying out of his capital against Olivine sitting on top of his capital. Olivine's got some Glaceons. But really, I mean, he's got 4 Steelix champions. Shiash, Ascent of the Bent. Everybody dies, and Bazonger the Malcontent. Alright, the text there is a killer. But each of these has their Flask of Holy Water. Right, this one actually has a Lodestone Amulet. This one has an Ice Aegis. And Violet City's got a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of different Pidgeys, basically. So much glamour, it hurts. We got Light of the Northern Star, and the Soul Slay spam comes out. That's what really happens. And you may notice, I believe there is instantly one less Steelix champion than there was previously. So I think Violet City's plan is just Soul Slay to high heaven, and I mean hope, right, that he gets the penetration. Now we get a whole bunch of paralyzes coming out, and we do actually have a paralysis on Everybody Dies. Cool. More paralyzes coming out. They're really favoring Paralyze spam over Soul Slay spam, it looks like. Alright, we're just gonna start fast forwarding. Oh god. Paralyze. We're getting significantly fewer paralyses going out. These guys just aren't getting hit. What is their... It's 17 and 29. What was this one's? 25? Oofles, man. Oofles. Holy Word. Still more paralysis. Oh, we got another paralyze here. That's good. If we can... Oh, nope. Oh, no. Everybody Dies is out of his paralysis now. It's just, even with the paralysis, it doesn't matter, right? Because he still can't hurt them. This guy's been put to sleep, but it's irrelevant. Like, slowly but surely, the Steelixes just press forward. Oh, man. See, this is what I was talking about when, like, and we've been speaking, but we've been speaking sporadically. This is what I was talking about when, like, I was like, maybe putting some Swords of Sharpness or something like that. Very cheap, just, you know, I could do, like, one turn of, like, 5 or 6 Swords of Sharpness, and he just puts them on, whatever the highest HP, highest attack value target he can put a sword on is, right? Whether, you know, And he uses those to actually like hurt the Steelixes, because he's potentially getting them paralyzed. He just can't kill them. He just can't do any damage to them. So it's basically Soul Slayer or bust. And boom, Violet City is routed. Alright, let's take a look at that real quick. Alright, so Violet City lost 65. The forces of Olivine City lost 1 Steelix champion. Now, in fairness, honestly, this is actually a comparable loss here. Probably in gold, generally speaking. Because most of these things, most of his chaff, Violet City's chaff, is really cheap. The Steelix champions are 325 gold. He lost 2 trainer girls, which are 115 each. So he definitely, Olivine definitely came out on top, right? But the fewer Steelix champions there are in the world, the easier it is for everyone else to deal with things. And Violet, assuming this all just went right back into Violet's capital, Violet City is not out of this immediately, right? Because this was him sallying out. So there's the chance that he goes through the next fight, and the next fight just goes much better as far as the Soul Slay spam goes. So, okay, so what else do we have going on? We are under siege in the Impassable Mountains. Our walls are damaged. Well, the fortification in Omicria has been breached. I hate that, but it is what it is. We have patrolling troops in Dathan that have killed some brigands, and we have 110 shield. We don't have that many. We have 110 promotions throughout the area. Some of the most important ones being 67 Amperoses. Alright, so, very first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop over here and check the score graphs, and we're going to look at our income has spiked at this point. But I'll tell you right now, I only started with like 450 gold this turn. So what I don't think we've received money from the Amperoses yet. I think they evolved this turn, and we'll get our first payout from them next turn. At least that's my hope, right? Our income looks like it has gone way up. And I did the math. Did I do the math? I thought I did the math. I think I might have reset my computer since then. But we got like 500. We had like 500 income from the previous turn. This turn shows that we've jumped up to like 250. I think that's partially because of taking over Saffron City, right? And we've lost income from Omicria, and we've lost income from Impassable Mountains, both of which are basically null income place locations anyways, right? So I think this is mostly representative of what our Saffron City income is. I think next turn we should see the income from the Amperoses, which at, what is it? At, we had 67 of them, right? Yeah, 67 of them at like 2.4 gold per turn. We should be getting about 160 extra gold the next turn. So cool. And hopefully it's only just going to go up from there, right? Because we have many more of these that they're going to evolve next turn. We have some over here. They're set to evolve in the next couple turns. We have some in Viridian City that are getting up there. Oh, actually, we're going to get some evolutions next turn. Not many, but... So, the Ampharos factories are coming online. We should be getting payouts from them shortly. That's pretty awesome. What else are we doing, right? We are moving out of Saffron City and moving into Omicria. We're going to try to defend that from Olivine. We don't want to lose a whole bunch of ground We don't want to take one fortress, lose another fortress, etc. So we're moving Chuck into Omicria. I want to actually, now think about it. Well, he's already got the morale +5 helmet, so that's another reason why. Okay, yeah, he's got crazy high morale. The chance of him ever actually getting seduced should be fairly low. So fingers crossed, because I'm pretty sure, is it a morale check or is it a 5. Let's check this real quick. Geez, the manual is taking forever to load. Alright, well, while the manual is loading, as we are also moving Urborn, but we're also moving Lazar with his little group up to the Impassable Mountains to help drive off this Steelix champion, Simios, which I don't think he's going to sit there for an extended period of time. But, I mean, we just want to make sure he doesn't screw with our operations there. Okay, so Seduction. It would help if I... Okay. So it depends on the unit, right? Each seducer has their own unit or their own score, and it is a magic resistance check, actually, not a oh no, okay, so it's so you get a magic resistance check followed by a morale check, basically. And it's dependent on the type of seducer and how their seduction is scored and works, etc. Right? But typically you do a magic resistance check to see if you even get targeted, right? And then if you're targeted, you get a morale check versus the actual seduction itself if you fail that. So Chuck should be pretty good. He's got magic resistance 22. He's got morale 30. He should be pretty positive as far as that type of stuff goes. We might consider throwing something else on him. But I think the Dragon Helmet's actually probably a pretty decent fit. So, we are moving Chuck into Omicria. We're moving Urborn and Lazar. I'm renaming him. I'm taking the L out of his name. He's just going to be Yazar. I'm tired of trying to pronounce Yelazar. It's probably like Ilzar or something like that. Anyway, right now it's Yazar. I don't care. What else are we doing? We are moving Battlegirl Rubies into Olivine's territory. The Ruby Assault is going not bad. His capital on his, or unrest on his capital is up to 17. He is patrolling with things on his capital fairly frequently. We're already up to 50 on Greenwall. We're up to 49 on Lost Canyon, only 5 in the Forest of Gun, and 14 in Dragonscale. We're going to start instilling uprisings all over the place. Basically, we want to make his land pretty much worthless. So we're going to start just going all over the place and instilling uprisings wherever we can. We are kind of low on cash this turn, so we're not really doing a whole lot as far as recruitment goes. The things in Kunal are staying pretty simple. We are forging another amulet of anti-magic. Jazar is going to be able to make pretty good use of that period, so we're just going to go ahead and make one. Over in Viridian City, we are moving We're moving Wiglia out to grab some more turrets, and then we're blood hunting in Ministra, so we're probably going to start heading over there to start patrolling with the ferrets and a couple of other things that we've got. We're sending the Persians out there. Now that they're evolved, we're not going to use them for anything else ever. So might as well just go set them to do that. Sending the Hypnos out there as well. Again, these I would actually probably potentially use. These are pretty good. But for now, they'll do just fine patrolling. So I say that I'm going to put them back. I just had an idea that maybe I'll use them for... they've got their... Not them. It's so hard to click on the right ones. So their Psychic and their Psybeam are both armor negating, right? But they are magic resistance negates. But these are, if I have them in mass, these are things that I can use to like take down Steelixes and things like that. So I'm gonna probably keep them massed. If I get like 20 of them or so, I was doing the math earlier. So I think it's like because they have 15 ammunition on Psychic and they have 20 ammunition on Psybeam. So I want to say it was like 15 or 20 of them against one Steelix. As long as the Steelix doesn't get to them, right? They have chaff to like tie the Steelixes up. These guys can actually cut through because their precision is all but guaranteed to hit with the Psychic, and the Psybeam is pretty decent. At 12. So 20 of them is pretty much guaranteed to cut through a Steelix before they run out of ammunition. I think. Again, my math might be wrong, but who knows. So, that's all that's happening over in Viridian City. We are recruiting a Karateka there. We're also recruiting some Parises over here in Ministra. Because Paris is kind of shitty patrol strength, and Parasect really isn't that good of a unit either. But they are stealthy, and they are very cheap. Is the other thing is gold 12, resources 1, recruitment points 12, and it's an easy way for me to get some more patrol strength here in Ministra. Shortly, because I don't want to have to wait around for a bunch of ferrets for the rest of eternity. Ferrets are great for patrolling, but it takes too long to get them over here. I should have gotten them over here and then like ferried them over, or somewhere. Yeah, here or there or wherever. So, we are moving another Grunt Acolyte over to Debrithia. We're moving a Grunt Acolyte up here into Kratos because we can't do anything here with defense. We are moving Robodan across the river. Thank you for freezing, river. That was perfect timing. We're not heading towards Violet City. I want to reinforce our northern, basically the Saffron front. I want to reinforce that with Robodan, and I want to push forward hard with Robodan. Now, Robodan, I am worried about. He has a significantly... He has much less of a chance of successfully resisting the charms or the assassinations, etc., that Chuck is fighting off. But we got to do something. So, at this point, this army is basically, it's not expendable, but it is my secondary army, right? I've got to put it in action. What plan is to drive up into his territory pretty harshly. This has 200 siege strength, and we should be able to do a fair chunk of work relatively quickly. Like up here, for example, wall integrity is only 150. So We're going to push up, and we're going to hopefully start making aggressive moves toward... I say aggressive moves. We've taken territory. We've now taken Saffron City. So the war is going in our favor, at least in this front. But it's really... I don't think it's going in Violet City's favor. And if Olivine is allowed to just roll over Violet City, he's just going to come for us, and it's just going to get worse. Hopefully, we are at that point where we have reached critical mass, and the money comes online, and the production comes online, and the research comes online, and we kind of just start doing what we want. But I'm afraid we might not be there yet. I'm also moving Venna across the river as well, just because I think this area is a little unsafe for her to be running around site searching in. We might go park her in Viridian City for a little bit. We'll see. We're preaching a little bit over here as well. And then back in Cyanwood City, we still did not get a water random. We're giving up for now. We are going to start utilizing... We're going to start rolling some Karate Kings, right? We are guaranteed 2 Earth, okay? We have a chance for up to 5 Earth, or up to 3 Fire, 3 Air, and there's a fucking water random in there, I don't care, right? Which is funny, because I've already got that water random, but I couldn't get a fucking 33% chance water random from Save My Life. Ugh. This is unlikely to get us really exceptional mages, truth be told. But we're at that point to where I need to be able to get higher in some paths. And we're either just gonna we're gonna have to roll the dice until we get lucky on something, or we're gonna have to start empowering people, basically. So that's what we're doing with Karate King. That's where a good portion of my money is going. And otherwise, we are continuing Lightless Lantern production. We are continuing Owl Quill production. We're doing another Crown of Lead and another Ring of Warning for Yazar, right? So next turn, he should have a Crown of Lead, a Ring of Warning, and a Amulet of Anti-Magic, right? From here. So yeah. We're also recruiting another schoolgirl, or at least getting started on it. I'm hoping with the money that I get from next turn that I can start working on a fort here in Three Pine Grove, and that's why Sethan is just sitting here. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Not really. I mean, that's honestly pretty much it. So... I guess I will see you all next time. So I had this big excitement moment of seeing all the Ampharoses, but I don't think we're quite there. I think we need one more turn for the actual money to show up. And then I think we are good to go. So I think next turn, I'm hoping we come to a fat pile of cash, basically. Not only from the territory that we control and we own, we have 2 really amazing capitals. We have a 3rd capital that is less amazing. Why is it less amazing? Why does it work? Well, it's got 25 unrest. That's probably a good idea. 25 unrest cutting into the income? Absolutely. So, if we can solidify our control over that area, that'll probably be pretty great for us. So, next turn, I'm hoping this is going to be a really big deal. Also, I forgot. I was snooping around in Saffron City, right? Because they've got this, right? This 6 freaking astral pearls per turn. This is going to be so good if I can actually get the schoolgirls online and using them. Oh, it's great, right? 4 astral mages, or a level 4 astral mage can straight recruit shield cadabras and shield alakazams, which is pretty sweet, right? But I started looking through here and I was like, oh, fighting dojo, okay, cool. Oh, kindergarten, okay, cool. Pokemon school, okay, cool. Infinity Forge, wait, what? Huh? I think Olivine City. I haven't looked this up in the mod inspector yet, but I think just like I have these explorations and stuff like that, right? I think Olivine City has explorations, one of them being the Infinity Forge, and I'm pretty sure it enables recruitment of Steelix champions. Boost Air Ritual, Earth Ritual, and a level 4 Earth Mage can enter to summon a Steelix. I believe these Steelixes are sacred. I know that these Steelixes are sacred. Now, obviously, my bless is not a disgusting hell bless like Olivine's is. However, I think I have probably much more disposable income potentially than Olivine does. Also, these guys are really, really freaking cheap considering what they are for upkeep costs. I understand they're sacred, but damn. Also, I have really crazy forging capabilities, and these guys have full slots. So, if I am allowed to stabilize the Saffron City area, I might be able to start producing Steelix champions for myself. And that, I think, that's a big deal. Because I can put flasks of holy water on them. Now, I can't do it as cheaply as I would like to do because I don't have a freaking water random. But I can still do it. We've got the income. So, that is potentially interesting because while our bless again is not nearly as strong as his bless is, it is a nice defensive bless, and these guys really don't need much, right? A couple of resistances across the board to stabilize them, very cheap gear, right? Because they have full gear slots. They use very cheap gear on them. And suddenly these guys are going to be very terrifying. So, we'll see how that goes. And I will see you all next time. Peace.